Let's talk about no gi versus gi jiu-jitsu. I was thinking about, I feel like it's like a broken record every time I talk about gi versus no gi. Like what's better? So let's talk about nomenclature first off. Number one, in my opinion, no gi is actually called submission wrestling. Okay? No gi is submission wrestling. And gi is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Why do I feel like I left my wallet upstairs? So, if you are training gi, you are training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you are training no gi, you're training submission wrestling. Okay, we got that, correct? In my opinion, I believe that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I've been saying this for years and years and years and years, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a waste of time. I think gi jiu-jitsu is a waste of time. I don't think it's good for self-defense. I am so sorry. People get so mad at me when I say this. It's a waste of time. Because they say it's good for self-defense. This is what they say. But if you're sitting here inside of an actual fight, you're in an actual fight, okay? And someone starts punching you, you're not going to be grabbing for clothes. You're going to try to punch them back, okay? That's what's going to happen. You're not going to be trying to do these technical sweeps and you're going to be swinging, you're going to be dodging. It's chaotic. A fight is chaotic. I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, well, I think back then though, like before like the first UFC, before everybody was so well educated on fighting, I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was good for self-defense. Now, no. I think you might as well learn no gi, and you should go, which is submission wrestling, and then go over and learn how to strike. And I have a theory that I'm about to start saying now, and I'm glad that I got to do my first MMA fight. In my first MMA fight, if you go watch it, when I was standing toe-to-toe with my opponent, he got tripped by Muay Thai sweeps. Like, that wasn't... Good evening, everybody, by the way. Everyone who's saying good evening to me, thank you. I was using Muay Thai. Like, if you go look, I'm in a Thai, like, stance. But it's not just Muay Thai. It's like, it was boxing, too. I think Jiu-Jitsu, no-gi Jiu-Jitsu just works really, really well with any type of striking martial art. Because it's submission wrestling. It just connects with it. I believe that, because then there's another debate that I have. Some people say, like, okay, well, should you do both gi and no gi jiu-jitsu? And I'm like, that's a waste of time. Why would you learn grappling on top of grappling? Now, I do believe that no gi, submission wrestling, is good enough, but I think that you should be learning Muay Thai and boxing. So I believe your grappling martial art, it should be one type of martial art, no-gi jiu-jitsu. And I believe your striking, you should have at least two different striking type of martial arts. I believe that. If you learn Muay Thai, go learn boxing. And one of them should be boxing. If you're going to learn karate, go learn boxing with it. If you're going to learn Kung Fu, I do think Kung Fu works. Go learn boxing with Kung Fu. Boxing is gonna help your striking out. I believe that y'all don't even know like the training that I did for striking. I haven't even revealed that yet, but the boxing that I learned helped me able to like gauge the distance and stuff like that. But yeah, back to gi versus no gi. Gi versus no gi. I think no-gi jiu-jitsu is better. We have leg locks. I think the rule system of today's gi jiu-jitsu also holds the sport back. I believe so. I believe that's another thing too. The competition scene for gi is also visually boring too. That's why you will. I mean, one of these days I'm probably gonna throw on a gi just for fun and compete, just to show you guys how, like, everyone knows that I do not train gi, but it would be fun to put on a gi, go to a competition, and just compete with a bunch of gi dudes, so you guys could see how no gi still translates into gi, but gi does not translate into no gi. That's a big thing. I just think overall, I think, yeah, I stand on that. I really, truly believe that gi jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, is archaic. And every time, it's so funny, every time I see strikers in the gi, and they're like, yeah, this person is learning jiu-jitsu, and I see him in the gi, I'm just like, what a waste of talent. What a waste of talent. I saw Ryan Garcia in a gi, and it was like everyone was going crazy. I'm like, what a waste of talent. Why is that man in a gi? Teach that man, like, if you, like, man. And there is a difference between sport jiu-jitsu and self-defense jiu-jitsu. And this is something the gi guys say a lot about too. They're like, well, that no-gi jiu-jitsu stuff is sports jiu-jitsu. All them spinning and leg locks is not, well, duh. You know, that's not going to work. We do self-defense, Gracie jiu-jitsu. I'm like, okay, when was the last time you got into a street fight? Tell me right now. Show me the video. Show me the news article. When was the last time you got into a street fight? To show that Gracie jiu-jitsu worked for your street fight. Sport jiu-jitsu is probably the closest you're going to get to... oh, hold on. Let me, before I put my foot in my mouth on that one. Is sport jiu-jitsu the closest you'll get to a street fight? For jiu-jitsu? Combat jiu-jitsu is the closest you'll get to a street fight with jiu-jitsu elements. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I gotta think about that one before I stand on that. Before I stand on that shit, I gotta think about that. But I do think sport jiu-jitsu, I think I'm a living embodiment of it. I literally only typically do jiu-jitsu. You guys watched me go into an MMA fight against a Muay Thai guy. He also has a wrestling background, and I used sport jiu-jitsu against him and armbarred him. You want to know what's so crazy? When I showed the highlight video of me submitting the dude under MMA rules, by the way, there was people in the comment section that thought that was a regular jiu-jitsu highlight. They could not, despite the helmet, the gloves, they could not tell the difference that we were in an actual fight from my jiu-jitsu in MMA. If that's not a testament of how no-gi translates into MMA, I don't know what is. Now, if it was like, imagine I was a Brazilian gi jiu-jitsu guy, right? I would have needed my grips. I need my vest. I need my jacket so I could choke you with it. Like, I'm just saying, man, that it's a waste of time. That's all I'm saying. If you, no, hold on. I think for women, though, my stance changes. I believe women should learn gi and no-gi. If I do see women training both gi and no-gi, I kind of let that slide. If you have no access to a no-gi school and you're learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's fine. I started off as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gi guy. I am a blue belt in the gi. I started off up to blue belt in gi. So if you start off as in gi, that's fine. That's totally fine, because you will learn fundamental jiu-jitsu. But for your completion, to be a complete martial artist, go at some point transition to no-gi. If you want to do MMA, You're gonna have to learn how to do some wrestling. Go learn some striking. Don't do both gi and no gi. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Go do your no gi jiu-jitsu, learn some boxing, and you can add karate, Muay Thai, or Kung Fu on top of that. But I hope whatever. Now I think I'm rambling at this point. Let's read the comments before I get off this little drive-by live. Let me see. So someone said, too many grips with your gi. Yeah. You said, my school no gi is a free-for-all. No instruction. They're most knowledgeable in the gi. Okay. Gi is good for the wintertime. Have y'all ever really do y'all know how nasty the gi actually is? It's not good for the wintertime. It's actually worse because when you sweat, that thing it hangs. It's nasty and it's cold after. It's gross. But yeah. We gonna talk about hygiene another live. But Luther Livre, yeah. I think that's it. I hope that someone who is interested in no gi versus gi jiu-jitsu, I hope that right there opens your eyes up about my feeling. That's my opinion. My opinion is not law. But that's how I feel about that. That's how I feel. I feel no gi jiu-jitsu is better than gi jiu-jitsu. And I will stand on it, and I am living proof. I show you guys the pudding. I actually went into an MMA fight. I'm going to do another MMA fight, and that's all I got to say about that. So, you said, yeah, I meant for winter defense. People are wearing jackets out here. Trust me, when you put on a jacket, get into a fight with somebody, you're not going to be grabbing their clothes while they're punching you. I promise you. Think about it. Someone's punching at you. This is why that old saying that if you go against a jiu-jitsu guy, if you go against a black belt and you punch the black belt, he goes down to a brown belt. If you punch him again, he goes down to a purple belt. You punch him again, he goes down to a blue belt. Why is that saying? Why? Because he's getting punched. He's not used to it, he's trying to go for a collar tie and he's getting hit in the head. Now all of a sudden he's a white belt and he's been training for 10 years. That's all I gotta say about that. You said people bite in street fights too. That's cool. But you're gonna be punching. Trust me. Put on some clothes, and then also clothes are not as strong as the gi. If you ever put on the actual gi, clothes is not that strong. Clothes rip easy. If you ever been to a fight, your clothes is getting ripped off. This is why you see hood fights, they pull off their shirts. They don't want to rip their clothes, Niggas is broke. Let me get off before I get canceled. All right, but that's all I got to say about that.